Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be building a bookshelf and we are going to be organizing some of my books in that bookshelf. I don't have that many books compared to some other people, but I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed with the books that I do have, and I want to put a bookshelf behind here, and we're going to build it because it came in the mail and it's in a box and now I have to empty it and put it together. So this is the box and it is pretty heavy. So I'm a little bit worried because I'm doing this by myself, but we'll try to do it anyway. And yeah, I thought I would document it, see if it's gonna be entertaining for you. Hey everyone, so it's a few days later. I did end up obviously finishing this. It is still pretty empty like down here and stuff, but I have added a few things. I've done, this is mostly my August TBR and then a few like other books that I have and then whatever else is left. I didn't film that, so I apologize. I did it yesterday and I just didn't want to whip out the camera, but what I'm gonna do today is I want to put I have other books, so I have like a little book haul for you, and I want to find spots for them on this shelf or potentially just keep them over here. So this is kind of like what I've done. So yeah, and then I have like this box over here of books that I haven't opened. I mean, I've opened it, I've had a look, but I haven't officially opened it. So I thought I'd open it on camera for you, because we all like a book haul, right? So let me just get situated. Okay, so I do have this box that I need to open. It is pretty hefty. It's a pretty big box. It says DPD, but I got it from Amazon. Before I do that, there were some books that came earlier this month that just were like a smaller sort of shipment, and obviously I opened them and I haven't voiced on this channel what I received, so I thought I would do that first. So the first two books are actually from the same author, Thomas Old Huvelt. So I watched Jimmy Mango and he mostly talks about horror books and things like that, and he has a huge Stephen King collection. I kind of stumbled on his channel, I want to say a year ago or something like that. I've been watching him on and off for a while. He doesn't post that much, but when he posts it's interesting. I kind of like watching him. So he did recently, I think it was just like a month or so ago, maybe even longer, I'm not entirely sure, my timeline is kind of off, but he went through like top horror authors that he recommends, and Thomas Old Hewitt, I don't know if I'm saying that right, was one of the ones that he recommended. There is another one that I have on my sort of wish list on Amazon, but I haven't gone and bought them yet. But I just got these two books because I thought they sounded kind of interesting, and he did recommend them. And I thought for spooky season coming up, I wanted to read more like horror books. Horror movies? Horror books. So the first one is Hex. And this one, we've got Stephen King on the front here. This is totally brilliantly original. So welcome to Black Spring, a picturesque town with an ugly secret. 17th century woman with sewn shut eyes and mouth walks its streets, enters its home, watches its people when they sleep. They call her the Black Witch. Ooh. So there's more on the blurb, but I'm not going to read it all. But yeah, I just thought, you know, I kind of wanted to see if I liked Jimmy's taste. Because I watched his channel, I thought, well, let me just see if I like any of the books that he likes, because if I do, then I can learn to trust his recommendations, because obviously I'm just going into this blind. I've never tried this author. I don't really know. I have read one Stephen King book that I know of. I tried to read all the other ones, but I never got into them. I like Dean Koontz. Dean Koontz is an author that I read when I was younger, and I actually liked his work more than Stephen King, so I might get it more into Dean Koontz if I kind of feel like it, because he still launches books all the time. I just saw he's got a new one out. So anyway, this is a Dutch writer, and the other book I got was Echo. So again, it's one thing to lose your life, it's another to lose your soul. And this, we have a travel journalist and mountaineer, Nick Grevers. He awakes from a coma to find that his climbing buddy, Augustin, is missing and presumed dead. Nick's own injuries are as extensive as they are horrifying. His face wrapped in bandages, unable to speak. Nick claims amnesia, but he remembers everything. He remembers how he and Augustin were mysteriously drawn to the Mondit, a remote and scarcely documented peak in the Swiss Alps. He remembers an ominous sense that they were not alone. He remembers something waiting for them. Again, there's more to this, but it's quite a long blurb, so I won't read it, but I thought that was interesting. So I got those two on recommendation from Jimmy Mango. Not that he recommended to me personally, but you know, his channel that he had. I actually have, I'll link his channel just so you can have a look. But in the same haul, I did get a few other books. They're not all spooky vibes, but I did get Gallant, which I thought kind of goes into that realm. So this is from V.E. Schwab. And I actually, unless I live under a rock, which I do live under a rock. I haven't seen that many people talk about this book, but I haven't seen somebody have it in their library, so I was like, oh, okay. And that was after I bought it. So this is like a haunting, right? So this is 14-year-old Olivia Pryor is missing 3 things: a mother, a father, and a voice. Her only companions are the ghouls she sees. Oh my gosh, her only companions are the goals she sees and her mother's journal, which captured a mind in turmoil, until she receives a letter from an uncle she's never met, summoning her to his estate, Gallant. But when she arrives, she discovers her uncle's dead. The estate is empty, save from her cousin Matthew and the servants. So it's going to be like a sort of ghosty mystery. This is short. I thought this was going to be a longer book. It's actually pretty short. It's only like 300 pages, so we'll see if I like that. And then I wanted to try Sarah J. Maas. And I know that is obviously romance fantasy, and I don't know that genre at all. I have never delved into that genre. But I thought I would try to, right? I got the serpent wings and whatnot, that vampire book up there that I have yet to read. I've got that one, and that is a romance fantasy. I thought, well, you know, there's people that don't like Sarah J. Maas, and then there's people that do like Sarah J. Maas. So where do I sit? I do not know. So I didn't want to get the Court of Thorns one, because that's, I think, 4 or 5 books. But I got this one, and these were only £5 each for such hefty books. I thought, okay, that's a pretty good deal. So this is the Crescent City sort of collection. You've got The House of Earth and Blood, which I think is the first one. Yeah, I don't know. It says, think Game of Thrones meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer with a drizzle of E.L. James. I don't know. I mean, I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Game of Thrones, I actually have that book, but I didn't end up finishing it. I just have a nice like copy of it, and then I don't have any of the other books from him. So obviously I've seen the series, but I just thought, am I really gonna get into that? But yeah, epic fantasy and romance fantasy are not things that I have really read. I've read fantasy like back in the day, but nothing like in the last 10 years or so, like, you know, so it's been a long time. These are so big, these books. Oh my goodness. This, I don't remember the last time. I think it was like a Harry Potter book where I read like a really long book, but like, even so, I don't think that is even that big. Okay, this is like 800 or so. No, 700. Yeah, 700 pages of the first one. And then I got the second one because I thought, well, it's only a 2-book, you know, sort of story. Figured, let's just go with it. Let's buy the 2 books. I got it for £10 each, like combined, because they're £5 each, which I thought for such a huge book, like I said, that is a pretty good deal. And this one is like 800 pages. So this one is slightly longer. And this is The House of Sky and Breath. So yeah, I got these 2 books. And we'll see if I'm a Sarah J. Maas person or if I am not. Now, of course, I got both of the books, so if I end up reading the first one and hating it, I still will try to read the second one unless it's absolutely atrocious. But I most likely will read both of them just so I can get the full experience. So that was my first haul that I had earlier this month. Right, and then we've got this box of goodies here. So straight away, I'm really excited about a lot of these, and that's like another reason why I wanted to do this pretty fast after my last haul, because I have read so many books. Oh my god, they're so loud. I've read so many books this month already. I feel like I'm reading more than I expected to read, so I wanted to like get some additional books just in case I'm like at a point where I don't really want to read what I have, well, which is really stupid. But anyway, I got The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I heard some good things about this, and it seemed like an interesting like fairy tale sort of story, something that would be kind of fun to read. It is 400 pages, so it is, you know, one of those. Then we've got the Nettle and Bone from T. Kingfisher, and this one I don't really know anything about, but I got it. This is after years of seeing her sister suffer at the hands of an abusive prince, Mara, the shy, convent-raised third-born daughter, has finally realized that no one is coming to their rescue, no one except for Mara herself. Seeking help from a powerful grave witch, Mara is offered the tools to kill a prince if she can complete 3 impossible tasks. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm expecting from that one. And then I got Bitter Thorn, which I think is a reimagining, and it's also a sapphic book, I believe. I think so. A lost soul, a darkly alluring witch, a terrifying secret. Once a generation, the witch claims a companion from the town of Blumwald, never to be seen again. Now that time is drawing near once again. Mina, daughter of the Duke, has lost all hope of any future in Blumdale, so when the witch appears, Mina offers herself up, though she has no idea what fate awaits her. Stranded with her darkly alluring capture, the mystery of what happened to the previous companion draws Mina into the heart of a terrifying secret. So yeah, we'll see. I think it's a sapphic one. I think so. Anyway, whatever. I got that one. And then I got this, which is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I kind of was just going for like creepy vibes. I don't know if these are creepy vibes, but I was really thinking, well, I want to read some creepy stuff leading up to Halloween, like spooky season. And I'm going to start in September, and I just feel like I don't want to be reading like a lot of romance books. And I'm trying to get through those right now because it's summer and I feel like that's a great time. But right now, you know, moving into the next couple months, I do want to read like some spooky stuff, and I didn't really have anything. So I got this one. This was Welcome to the Ninth House. Galaxy Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class, a dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime. Alex was hoping for a fresh start, but her free ride comes with a catch. She has been tasked with monitoring Yale's secret societies, notorious haunts of the rich and powerful. Now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex is the only person willing to look deeper. So yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see if I like that type of book. And then I got this one, which is the same author as The House in the Cerulean Sea. This is Under the Whispering Door. I got both of them because honestly they both look so interesting, and I actually have heard some good things about TJ Klune, so I just thought, you know what, let's just give it a go. And I thought it was kind of a nice cover anyway. So this is Welcome to Charon's Cross. The tea is hot, the scones are fresh, and the dead are just passing through. I thought this would be just like a nice cozy read. When a reaper collects Wallace from what she claims is his funeral, he's outraged. But Hugo, owner of a Piculter tea shop, promises to help him cross over, and Wallace reluctantly accepts the truth. Yet even in death, he refuses to abandon his life despite spending all of it working. And as Wallace grows closer to Hugo and shares jokes with his resident ghost, he wonders if he's missed something. So when he's given 1 week to pass to the other side, Wallace sets about creating a lifetime in just 7 days. So it's kind of interesting. So obviously I read The 7 Moons of Mali Almeida, and he had 7 days as well to cross over to the other side because he was in the between. So it'll be interesting to see how this is going to be completely different, but it has that sort of same plot, I would assume. So I don't know, I think just coming off of that one, which was a very serious book with a little bit of satire in it, and then going to this one, which I think is going to be more cozy vibes, will be kind of interesting. But anyway, yeah, so I thought this would be a fun read. I don't know why I want to read those types of books. And then we've got There's No Such Thing as an Easy Job. And I thought this would be nice. A woman walks into an employment agency and requests a job that requires no reading, no writing, and ideally very little thinking. She's sent to an office building where she is tasked with watching the hidden camera feed of an author suspecting of storing contraband goods. But observing someone for hours on end isn't so easy. How will she stay awake? When can she take delivery of her favorite brand of tea? And perhaps more importantly, how did she find herself in this situation in the first place? So a lot of these books have a lot of like isolation in them. I think there's a lot of isolation and loneliness in Japan, and I think this is where a lot of these books draw from. So I again just kind of find it a little bit interesting, and I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Okay, and then we have Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellers. And this one, first of all, I just thought the cover was really fun. And I have seen a lot of people talk about this book, and I just thought, oh, it looks like a book that I might want to read. So we've got New York is slipping from Cleo's grasp, 24 at a different party every night, and with a student visa that's swiftly running out, she doesn't even have money for cigarettes. But then a chance encounter on New Year's Eve offers her a way out. Frank, successful, 20 years older, can give her the security she craves and green card she needs, and in Cleo, he sees a life filled with beauty, art, and freedom. As the two rush headlong into an impulsive marriage and the friends are drawn into a tumultuous orbit, what began as a chance meeting will change all of their lives forever. So doesn't really say that much, but I think what it says is kind of interesting, so I'm curious to see how this goes. All right, then we've got Belladonna. I just thought this cover was really beautiful. This is from Adeline Grace, and I think this is going to be like a gothic book, like a gothic thriller or something like that. It basically says, your name is no curse, little bird, I just like the taste of it. Orphaned as a child, Signa Farrow has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her only remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorngrove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. When a restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realizes the Hawthorns could be in grave danger and enlists the help of her surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. I don't know why I got that one, but I don't know. The cover is nice. And then I have The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. So I don't know, I got like books that I thought maybe they're not like spooky books, but they're just books that I want to read for whatever reason while I was browsing. I do have a lot more, oh, this is a nice floppy one. Oh, I like this. I do have a lot of other books that I do want to pick up, but I am not made of money and I still need to read all these books. So, you know, I have definitely fallen down the rabbit hole, but I don't want to be one of those people that just buys books and doesn't read them. I literally want to read all of these, and I will be reading all of them. So Delana has always talked to the dark, but now the dark talks back. Delaney Myers Petra is tired of being seen as fragile just because she's deaf. So when she's accepted into a prestigious program at Godboll University that trains students to slip between parallel worlds, she's excited for the chance to prove herself. But her semester gets off to a rocky start when she has an awkward encounter with a pretentious upperclassman whom she has every intention of keeping her distance from. I'm not going to read the full blurb, but you know, that kind of gives you an insight as to kind of how it's going to go. And then I got this. I almost got the other book as well, which I think is coming out. This is The Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and there is a second book, or it's already out. I don't know. I almost bought that one as well. This is from Su Lin Tan, and it is just beautiful. It is beautiful. So I wanted to pick this up. I think this is a romance fantasy or just a fantasy. I'm not entirely sure. There are many legends about my mother raised on the moon. Xinjin was unaware she was being hidden from the Celestial Emperor who excelled her mother for stealing the elixir of immortality, but when her magic flares and reveals, she's forced to flee her home, leaving her mother behind. Alone, powerless, and afraid, she makes her way to the Celestial Kingdom, a land of wonder and secrets. In disguise, she trains alongside the Emperor's son, mastering archery and magic despite the passion of flames between them. So it's like a romance, you know. I don't know. And then I got also the Atlas 6 from Olivia Blake. This one I was intrigued by. I thought maybe this would be another interesting read. Again, I saw some other people read this book and give it like 4 stars or whatnot. So I was like, okay, fine. So this is 6 extraordinary magicians, 5 chances to win, 1 secret society. Once a decade, the world's best magicians are invited to the elite Alexandra Society. Its members enjoy a lifetime of power and access to ancient secrets, but only 5 places are offered. So after a recruitment by the mysterious Atlas Blakely, the candidates must complete a rigorous year of arcane study. Blah 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 blah. It looks like it's a pretty big read as well. It's like, yeah, over 500 pages. So, woo, there's a lot here, and my stack is pretty big. All right. Okay, last but not least is a brand new book. I did pick up this one. This one just came out. This is The List from Yomi Adoku. I would have got a paperback, but they only had the hardcover, and I don't know, it seemed like there was a little bit of buzz about this, so I thought, okay, fine, I'll pick it up. So this one, I think the blurb's in the middle, yeah. So they're a verified couple, unverified rumors. Ola Ujid, a high-profile journalist at Woman magazine, is marrying the love of her life in 1 month's time. Oh my gosh. So young, beautiful, successful, she and her fiance, Michael Koranteg, are the couple goals of their social networks. But as Michael has finally landed the job of his dreams, the pair truly seem to have it all. Till one morning when they wake up to the same message. Oh my god, have you seen The List? It began as a list of anonymous allegations about abusive men circulated in secret to protect other women. Now has been published online. Ola made her name breaking this type of story. She would usually be the first to cover it, calling for the men to be fired, except today Michael's name is on it. So basically, yeah, there's a list of like men who have been like badly behaving and have, you know, allegations against them, and her fiance is on it. That is all I know about the book. I just thought it would be interesting to see what it's like. There's nothing interesting about the actual book itself. There's nothing in the dust jacket or actually in here whatsoever. So pretty bland book for like a hardback, but I don't mind, and we'll just see how this goes. So this one I think is a debut novel. It's 300 pages. And yeah, I'm interested to see how it is. Brand new, you know, author for me to read. I mean, most of these, I mean, if not actually all of these are. So, you know, I'm just like figuring out my way, and, you know, hopefully I enjoy it. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. So what I want to do is kind of find spots for these. I'm going to have some lunch though. So I will have some lunch and then I'll probably do that after. Hey, so it's the next day. I didn't do it. I didn't do what I said I was gonna do, but I have the stack here that I went through with you yesterday, and now we are going to rearrange this ever so slightly. I actually really like how this looks. I did take tomorrow off because I might be reading that next. I'm currently in the middle of my you know, this vlog won't stop until I read a 5-star, and I have yet to read a 4-star. So I am like in a reading slump. I don't know what I'm doing. Every book I'm reading I'm not enjoying, so I'm like getting all depressed. And I tried to read yesterday and I just didn't want to read. I'm not feeling it. I'm reading Book Lovers by Emily Henry and I'm just not feeling it. But that's beside the point. That is for another thing. You will see that another time. Alright, I think I'm just going to leave it as that. I haven't done color coding. I was going to do, I really like the look of color coding it, but there's not enough books here to do that, for one thing. And also, I kind of wanted to leave it as somewhat of sort of an order that made sense. So up here I've got the books that I reread, and they were the books that I first read when I got back into reading. So I put them up here, and actually it goes like 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. I think this is my favorite shelf. It's like the prettier shelf. I'm not sure about putting this book here. I really just don't like this color green. And this is the Billionaires or Dreamland Billionaires series, and I do plan on getting the other 2 books before I read this one. This is the middle book. I know that you don't have to read all of them, but I kind of wanted to get the series, so it won't stay like this, but I kind of kept it as it is. So far all of these books I've read, and then I have some of these in my August TBR. I really like the way that these books look. I think it looks really nice. And then these are like more like my darker books, but I wanted to add some color, so I brought Daisy Darker down and Bob Mortimer. These are like a jumble mix. It's just not the prettiest. And then I've got these left over. And then I wanted to keep these separate because I really like the way that they looked. And so, yeah. So I think I'm going to end the video there. There's not really much to say. I hope you enjoy the video. Obviously, I have, you know, a small amount of books compared to other people, but for me, it's quite a lot of books, and I need to read the majority of them. But I'm in a reading slump, and I'm still trying to do like a vlog, but I wanted to like finish that vlog so I could do a different vlog, and my dad's given me some recommendations, and I have some really hefty books that I plan on reading. So, you know, my mind is like scrambled. I don't really know what I'm doing. So anyway, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Hopefully you subscribe. I do have a beauty channel, so this is just the second channel. I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun, trying to get back into reading. So if you did stumble on my channel, thank you so much. And if not, if you came from my beauty channel and you're here, just do a little wave in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you all next time. Bye.